Good morning. So today we're going to talk about geometric sequences. A geometric sequence is a sequence of numbers in which the ratio remains constant. Okay, so a sequence of numbers where the ratio remains constant. Oops. And what is a ratio? A ratio is a division, pretty much. Okay. So we can find the ratio by dividing each term by the previous term. Okay. So when you divide, to find the ratio, by dividing term by the previous term. Okay, so let's find the common ratio here between these sequence of numbers. Okay, so 9, 36, 144, and 576. Is there a ratio? Is there a common ratio? Okay. Well, 576 divided by 144 is 4. So the R between those two is 4, right? 144 divided by 36 is also 4. And then 36 divided by 9 is 4. Okay, so the common ratio here, so yes, this is a geometric sequence, okay, with the common ratio of 4. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's look at this one. So here's a sequence. Is it a geometric sequence? So the ratio, remember, has to be the same. So 30 divided by 24, okay, is 5 over 4. Okay, whoops. Okay, what about 24 divided by 12? 24 divided by 12 is a 2. So no, this is not a geometric sequence because the ratio is not constant. Okay, all right, let's look here. The next one, number 3, so 5 and 25. So what is that ratio? That's going to be a fraction, right? So 5 divided by 25 is going to give you a ratio of 1/5. 25 divided by 125 is also going to give you a ratio of 1/5. And 125 divided by 625 is also a ratio of 1/5. So yes, this is a geometric sequence, and the ratio, the R, is 1/5. Okay, so for here, I want to find the next 3 terms in the geometric sequences. Okay, so I'll have to say 75 divided by 15, so that gives me a 5. Okay, so 5 times 75 is going to give me a 375. Okay, 375 times 5 is going to be 1875. 1875 times 5 is 9375. Okay, what about this next one here? So this one's decreasing, so 2 divided by 4, so that's an R of a 1/2. Okay, so 1/2 times 2 is going to give you a 1. A 1 times 1/2 is going to give you a 1/2. And a 1/2 times a 1/2 is going to give you a 1/4. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to find the formula for geometric sequences. So the formula tells us that we are going to have our very first term, our starting point, Okay, so just like when we were doing our sequences, I feel like that was a few tests ago. Okay, so our A1 is going to be the first term. Okay, and the R is going to be equal to the ratio. Okay, so what you're going to do to find the nth term, you will say A1, so that's your first term, times R raised to the n minus 1 power. So whatever term you're trying to find, that's what you can do. Okay? All right, let's do an example. Okay, so let's find, let's find the 7th term. Okay, so of this geometric sequence, 1, 5, 25. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is find my R, so 25 divided by 5, so my R is going to be 5. My A1 is 1, so my 7th term is going to be 1 times your 5 raised to the 7 minus 1 power, so raised to the 6th power. So basically 5 raised to the 6th power times 1, so that's going to be 15,625. Okay. All right, let's do another one here. So let's find the 10th term here. Okay, so let's find the 5th term in 6, negative 12, 24. Okay, so first need to find the R. So R is going to be 24 divided by negative 12. So that is a negative 2. So my R here is going to be a negative 2. And my A1 is going to be a 6. Okay, so if I can find the 10th term by saying 6 times negative 2 raised to the 10 minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to say a negative 2 raised to the, oops. Alright, so make sure you put that negative in parentheses, so negative 2 raised to the 9th power. And then you're going to multiply that times 6. Okay, so a to the 10th is going to be a negative 3072. Okay, all right, let's find the 8th term here. Okay, so let's find the 8th term in 8, 12, 18. Okay, so 18 divided by 12 is going to give you an R of 3/2. And your A1 is going to be 8. So the 8th term can be found by saying 8 times 3/2 raised to the 8 minus 1. Okay, so 3/2 raised to the 7th power times 8. It's going to be a decimal. Okay, so it's going to be 136.69. Okay, all right, so I want you all to finish up that worksheet and